Mr. Roloff.
All right,
Can everybody hear? Sounds like we're not getting any sound.
can you hear me? Just
This one's dead too. Does this one work? None of these are working.
Hello? You can hear me? All right, President Merrill, members of the board, community, I am so excited. This is one of the favorite things I get to do is recognize students for academic greatness. So what I would like to do tonight is I would like to recognize the students who got perfect scores on state testing. Education's not all about testing. As a matter of fact, I would say it's not about testing at all. It's about great experiences with our students and our teachers doing amazing things and getting our students prepared to be contributing members of our society in amazing ways. So, with that being said, we do want to recognize the outstanding students because we know it takes a lot of time and effort, a lot of studying, a lot of late nights for parents, for students to make this happen. So with that being said, our students that got a perfect score are receiving a Blue Ridge t-shirt, and it has our yellow jacket on it. And it said, I scored 100% on the ASA test. So we want them to wear this with pride, and so that they can be proud of their accomplishments and get to wear some Blue Ridge purple on our Purple Fridays. So the first student we would like to recognize is Sanaya Bakhta. Come on up, Sanaya. All right, our second student, we did something a little extra special for our students who got perfect scores on all of their exams. We got them a shirt, but we did a little extra, and we got them a Blue Ridge hoodie as well. So we would like to recognize next Michaela Kutswativa for getting a perfect score on all exams. Come on up, Michaela. Okay, next we had another perfect score. Zarin Sanders, come on up. All right, our next perfect score was Kaylee Skousen. All right, our next perfect score is Kendallyn Cox. All right, our next perfect score is Persephone Ngan. We can still clap even if Persephone's not here. All right, and our last two students, they have the same last name. They must have gotten their intelligence from their mom, I believe, here. So, so we would like to congratulate Isabel Reek. Come on up. And then another student who scored perfect on all of the exams, Jackson Reek. Come on up.
Testing.
All right, principals, can you come on down so we can recognize our Students of the Month? And Dr. Johnson's not available to be here today, so Ms. Hoffmeyer is going to help us out with our junior high Students and Teachers of the Month. So go ahead. We'll start with our Students of the Month.
Do you want to do elementary first? I don't know if is this working? You guys can hear me. Okay, so our student of the month for the elementary school, I don't think he's here, but maybe we can show him tomorrow. We can show him the video. So we have Miss Lee Wagenfear that's going to talk about him. I want to take a minute and just talk about Miss Wagen. So come up here. Miss Wagenfear doesn't know this. She's getting an award on Friday. We have the Kool-Aid Award at Blue Ridge Elementary, and it just means that these teachers believe that all students can learn and that they will succeed. And Lee is a perfect example of this. She knows she wants her kids to get out of her program. So she's wonderful. So we'll let her talk about Isaiah, who I was in a meeting just recently and killed it. So with Miss Wagenfear and with Isaiah, great team together, making great progress. So we're gonna let Miss Wagenfear talk about Isaiah.
So I've known Isaiah since he was in 4th grade. He has made such a strong start going into 5th grade. He is doing amazing. The teachers he works with, including myself, think that he is working so hard, and he's kind. He puts forth great effort. He's making a big year of doing the best he possibly can, and I'm just super proud of him. I told his mom and himself that he is amazing. He's doing really, really well this year, so I'm so happy to be working with him.
Maya Denny, could you come up, please? I got to know Maya last year when she came in as a 7th grader at the junior high, and she was phenomenal last year, and it sounds like she is making even more amazing gains this year, and has just been so successful at the junior high. So I want to read what was sent. This is actually from Miss Montoya and Dr. Johnson. We are proud to recognize Maya for her outstanding growth and dedication. Over the past year, she has demonstrated remarkable responsibility by consistently maintaining a positive attitude and holding herself accountable. Her enthusiasm for school and uplifting presence have grown tremendously, making a noticeable impact on both her academics and those around her. Maya's maturity is evident not only in the classroom, but also in her role as a student aide with the preschool children, which I hear is going very well, and all the students love her over there, where she has been a dependable and compassionate helper. Her ability to make thoughtful decisions reflects wisdom beyond her years, and her actions speak volumes about her character. She is truly a student of great promise, and we are excited to see the continued positive influence she brings to our school community. So congratulations to Maya. Okay, and we're gonna get a picture, so I'm gonna give you that, and then I'm gonna have you go on over and stand for a picture, okay?
If it's okay with the board, I'd like to roll my student of the month, or the high school student of the month, to the end of this little bit of recognition to give him a chance to get up here from football practice. He was not wanting to leave because it's Sholo this week, and he also doesn't like crowds. And so he should be on his way. So if it's okay with y'all, I would like to push him to the end of our recognition section.
Well, I think that's just fine. Thank you.
Okay, and now it's time for us to present our Student Athlete of the Month, and we would like to invite Jet Girardi to come up here to the front. And just for the record, Coach Atkinson, I just love that you had practice and got all your kids here to support him. I think that's phenomenal, so thank you so very much. I'm going to read what Coach Atkinson wrote. I've known Jet for quite some time, and I had the opportunity to coach him in track last year. And I can tell you one of the things that I absolutely love about Jet is he's a very, very selfless person, and he always gives himself to the team. There were several times last year in track meets where he would run a 4x8 to start the meet, an open 800 in the middle of the meet, and then he would run the 4x4 at the end of the meet, and he did a tremendous job and always gave 100% to the team. So fantastic young man, great student. This is what Coach Atkinson had to say about Jet. Jet gives 110% in everything he does as an athlete. He does more than what is expected, whether it's in practice, at competition, or training on his own. As a team member, he can be trusted to make good choices and encourage and uplift all those who are competing. He recognizes not only his own abilities, but also sees the potential in others around him and motivates them to be their best. As a student, Jet excels. He takes many honors and AP classes, and he thrives in those classes. This is especially an impressive feat for someone who is so dedicated to his athletic goals. Jet encompasses all at Blue Ridge and is the definition of a yellow jacket. Congratulations.
I think the cross-country team ought to give him a round of applause.
Okay, next we have our Teacher of the Month. And when I first started here, this teacher was said to be the best special education teacher in the world. So I'm excited that she's getting this award.
Mrs. Rollins, could you come up, please? I may know who shared the information about her being the best special education teacher. I have had the privilege of working with Mrs. Rollins for the past 8 years, 9 years actually, and she is phenomenal. And she was actually nominated by Dr. Johnson, and I want to read what he has to say first. Ms. Rollins heads up our special education efforts at the junior high. In that capacity, she does amazing things for students daily. In addition to being amazing in her role, she consistently shows up for all the students and staff in ways that she may think goes unnoticed. Her impact extends into all areas of the school's mission, and her positive can-do, no matter the circumstances, attitude is infectious. Ms. Rollins helps everyone in her sphere of influence to be even better. I echo that sentiment, and also just add that her classroom environment is one of the most welcoming environments I think I've ever been, I've ever walked into. She makes every student feel valued and heard, and every adult that walks in there feels the same way. And so this is definitely well-deserved.
All right, next we would like to recognize our October Employee of the Month Award.
Kawaka, come on up. So Marika is an employee at Blue Ridge Elementary. We consider her one of our own. She is dependable. She's there almost every single day. She is a vital part of what we do. When we don't have a sub, we stress out. So we're grateful that we have a very reliable sub to be at Blue Ridge Elementary. And she's been subbing for 8 years for us. So that deserves an extra round of applause. So thank you, Marika.
All right, so we'll go ahead and I'll talk a little bit about Danny. My guess is that when we called and said, hey, can you make sure that Danny gets up here? Danny's response was, no. we have to lock in. Because when I told him today, Danny, you need to be here, he said, no, I have to lock in. So I didn't know Danny before this year. And then one day this summer, I walked back into my office and he was just sitting there. Him and two other boys were just sitting in my office. And I said, is there something I can help you guys with? And he said, I just want to get to know you. And since then, he's been in my office pretty much every day. He is just an incredibly gentle-souled person. So I'm going to write, it was Ms. Penrod and I that put him up for Student of the Month, so I'm going to read what we wrote about him. Danny's a dedicated student athlete. He's known for his hard work in the classroom and on the field. Right now, he's a two-sport athlete. We're hoping that he'll throw this year and be a three-sport athlete. Last year, he placed 4th in state in the heavyweight division in wrestling. He exemplifies determination, teamwork, and school pride. He is adamant about school pride. If you walk past him and you don't have enough pride, he's going to tell you, you better get it together and lock in. After graduation, he plans to attend Arizona State unless he earns the opportunity to continue playing football, which is what he wants to do. He wants to continue playing. He's currently working on his recruitment video in his downtime and during lunch. He has incredible patience when he deals with others. He works hard, is always around to help. We're proud of Danny and everything that he exemplifies at Blue Ridge. He really is a kid that is there when you need him, and he's there to help other people as well when they need him. He can be a little tough on people, which is okay. And just in general, he is a great individual. He's our student aide 6th period. He's the one that puts out the cones, typically perfectly spaced. He's very adamant about that as well. But he is a kid that has all of the core values that we have here, that we hold dear to our hearts at Blue Ridge. He is one that we absolutely love having around, and everything that he does is great. He works hard. Everybody should be proud of Danny.
So I get the opportunity to talk about Danny's older brother, Royer, who is our volunteer of the month. If anybody knows Royer, they know that he's also an alumnus, played football and did things here at the high school, graduated a couple of years ago, and he's currently a student down at Arizona State University, and he gives his entire summers up here to the development of the football program, whether it's in the weight room, whether they're out on the track running, whether they're out on the field practicing. Royer is there, and I can tell you he's somebody that just bleeds purple and gold. He loves this school. He loves to be a member of the staff and does whatever he can to help. And I can tell you of all the games that we've been to this year, Royer makes an honest and earnest effort to be there on the sideline and be able to help with those coaches. So just to talk about Royer, to talk about Danny, compliment to their folks. Your boys are great kids. We love them. We appreciate them, and no doubt they got their characteristics in there from your upbringing and your parenting ability. So we're very grateful for them and love them a lot. He's not with us tonight. Apologize.
Yeah, thank you, principals, Mr. Clough, for those nominations and those kind words. And I think, seeing these folks that were nominated and earned these awards this month, including the students who showed the excellence to get the perfect score on their testing, it's just a testament that amazing things are happening here at Blue Ridge, and I want to thank everybody for their contribution to that.
This is the only part of the board meeting I really like, is recognition of all the outstanding people in this school district. I'm telling you, it's the only thing that keeps me coming back, is pride in this school district. I love it. Anyway, next item on the agenda is the consent agenda. And board, as you have reviewed the consent agenda, is there any item that you would like to take out and vote on independently, or can we have a motion to accept the consent agenda as is presented?
I'll move to accept the consent agenda as is.
A second.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. That looked to be unanimous. Okay, item Next item on the agenda is item 3.1, recommendation to approve the annual financial report, school level and food services for the fiscal year 24-25. Courtney, would you like to fill us in on that?
Wrong button. Good evening. This is the other part of the board meeting you're going to love, the AFR. This is
Liar,
super
liar,
exciting.
pants on fire. Oh.
So this is our annual financial review that is submitted to ADE. And so I just want to go through and give some brief information about what this report is, how we assemble it, and how it's submitted, what kind of information is provided in it. What's that? I haven't started. Yeah, there we go. Yep. So this is required by Arizona state statute. All school districts have to submit the AFR. Included in the AFR are a lot of different reports, including our maintenance and operations, capital, grants, any kind of special revenues and funds. We also have the food service AFR school level, which school level AFR K-3 reading, which thank you to Ms. Butler for taking care of that piece for us. That one was submitted at the beginning of October, and then our classroom site fund, which is due in November. So a couple of things these are some other things that are included in the AFR. So what do we do? What is it that we have to do with this? One of the things that we do is really, we go through and we review all of our grants and take those indirect costs back over against any kind of costs that we've incurred in the district. We verify all of our coding to make sure that everything's been coded correctly to the USFR. We also have to make sure that our maintenance of effort is done correctly, and that is just making sure that we're spending relatively the same amount of dollars on our special education program as we have in previous years. And so all of those tests have been completed as well. Same thing for maintenance and operation to make sure that we are spending appropriately as we have in previous years. So a couple of other things that we do within our AFR, we review all of our maintenance, our M&O and our capital revenues and expenses. We make sure that same thing is true with our grants. We make sure that our revenues and expenses are all accounted for in their impact aid. And that is that is the money that we receive for our Indian, Native American students, Native American land. And then our special revenue funds and expenses, a lot of this is like insurance costs. And then debt reporting as well, which is our principal and interest on our remaining bond dollars. So you can also see spending history. This is actually kind of my favorite slide because this will show everybody what we've historically been spending over the last 4 years, which is really relatively similar, right? From 2021 to 2025, you're seeing that there are not a lot of differences. There was a higher capital outlay last year, and then a higher classroom site fund last year, which is just more dollars per pupil that we're receiving for classroom site fund. This is broken down into our expenditures for 24-25, so you can see this broken down. You can see that M&O and our state and federal grants are the highest dollars. Yes?
Courtney, quick question.
Yes.
Do these numbers, do any of these numbers include like ESSER funds or anything like that, or is that a separate?
So we did have some ESSER dollars remaining that were spent out, and I'd have to look at the amount that was that we had. We did not have a large amount of ESSER funds, but yes.
But that was kind of just used to keep this all balanced out. Is that what?
Right. So we had some remaining dollars, and I can actually send you exactly how many remaining dollars we had for ESSER. But we will not have. We are completely finished with ESSER, and that we don't have any more of those dollars remaining. This breaks our expenditures down into categories, and you can see our M&O is definitely the biggest chunk. And then actually the following slide, actually, I like this one a little bit better because that really breaks it down by object. And so that you can see on that one that salaries and benefits is really, that's about 77% And then purchase services, supplies, and fees within, and this is again just in our maintenance and operations, right, just in our M&O fund. But then let me go back one more. See the expenditures on the previous slide. That one is actually breaking into, so that one is showing that M&O, takes up almost half of our expenditures, and then grants, and then the remaining pieces. So just a visual, so you can take a look at that one as well. And so after following this presentation then, if you have any questions for me, feel free to ask. Otherwise, it will go to a vote to approve it. Yeah, please.
I have a couple questions. On the breakdown of expenses by object for the M&O.
Yes.
We have benefits at 20% of the M&O. And then,
Correct.
but then on the overall expenditure, we have employee insurance, withholdings, and other special revenue funds. What's the difference between those two categories?
So other special revenue funds included in our employee insurance, we have about $1 million that were in employee withholdings, employee insurance. And then the other special funds are other grant monies that may not be included in those state and federal grants.
So that $1 million of employee withholdings is on top of the benefits under M&O?
No, that's included in the benefits, yes.
Okay.
Any other questions for me?
Any questions? I don't have, Silviana? No, thank you.
Okay, excellent, thank you.
It was pretty well understood, thank you.
Okay, thanks.
So we've been asked to approve the presentation, our annual AFR, so I need a motion to approve as presented.
Go ahead.
I have a motion from Silviana, a second from
Second.
Michael. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. That looked to be unanimous also. Okay, item 3.2, a recommendation to approve the School Facilities Division capital plan for fiscal year 2026. Courtney, you want to do that too?
I would love to. So this is another annual requirement. We need to do this every year. And so just as a note, the AFR and the capital plan must be submitted by October 15th. So we're coming in just under the wire to get
Just
to get
barely.
this done. Yeah. So, and that's really in October. Your October board meeting is when it happens. But we did get it right under the wire. So I'll be uploading those first thing in the morning. So this is just going to show you a couple things. We're going to look at our adjacent waste projects as well as our school facilities oversight board. That's SFOB. So when you see that in the presentation, you'll know what that means. And that's also referred to as a school facilities division. So SFD or SFOB are kind of one and the same. So we have our adjacent waste project, and this is what we had, so when we go for those levies at the beginning, right, this is 24-25, and these are the adjacent waste projects that we had last year. So the elementary school parking lot is completely finished, and that looks amazing, so that is well done. And then our high school bus loop, this is actually, when I was first thinking the high school bus loop, I was just thinking, oh, just that back road, back behind the high school and junior high. And if you can see in the picture, it's actually a lot more. So there are pieces that need to be repaired along this entire piece, right? So where the bus is pulling in the front, all the way around through the transportation barn or the maintenance yard. And then you'll see the outgoing road. So all of that area needs to be repaired. But the biggest piece of that is going to be that bus loop that needs to be paved behind the junior high and high school. And so that will begin shortly.
Is any part of that going to provide parking for like soccer games and stuff like that? Or is it just where the buses are going to go?
As far as I know, it's just where the buses are going to go, but that's a fantastic question. I will get an answer to that. I'm not sure.
I mean, while we're doing everything, it might be.
Is this basically going to fix the holes in the mud puddles in the back
Yes.
where it's difficult to go through? We have a man with all the answers coming up to the mic.
Currently, it is just mainly for the bus loop was the major, really important part. But as I look at this map with the more red, I do see ways of making a little more parking, but it wouldn't provide a mass amount.
Okay. I just know that's been a problem in the past.
Sure, right. No, that's a great question. And I can talk more with Roger Tooman about it too, to see what the plans include. I'm not sure on that. But that would be a big help. And these are just a couple of other pictures that show the areas that we're going to be working on. So our School Facilities Oversight Board, or SFD projects, you can see, oh gosh, that's small, sorry. But that one, you can see the amount is about $3.5 million on active projects. Right now we have 29 open projects. And the reason that we have those listed, there are 29, it actually seems like more because there are different phases of bigger projects, right? And so so you might have one phase complete, and then, that's one of the 29, and there are different phases of that. And so you'll see a few more as we go through. There are only 6 projects listed, but multiple phases of those projects. So here are a few of our SFOB projects. We've actually had a couple of these are completed. The junior high bleachers have already been, those were completed last year actually. And those are, if you haven't had a chance to go into the junior high and take a look at those, they look great. And they are now ADA compliant, which was the big reason we needed to get those fixed. And then we also have the auditorium stage lighting, which is completed as well. And we know how great that has turned out. These other projects, we've got the high school main gym roof replacement, the emergency bells and paging. They've been working on that a lot, and we are close to getting that one completed. We are hearing them a lot lately, testing those pagers, so that one we know we're getting close to. Elementary school flooring is one that is another project that we need to continue working on. Fire alarm repair is also one that's in the works, and then our pump house, that pump house. that continues to need a lot of love. And so just a couple pictures, and these have actually been shown before, but just kind of so you can see, and I know everybody's aware of the flooring issues that we're having at the elementary school, but that one is a big project that we want to have worked on. Are there more?
Just showing that.
I think I might have, there we go. And then this is the elementary roof. Some future projects that we'd like to work on are the bathroom remodels. I think that has been I think this was on Kimberly's maybe for the last 2 years. Yeah. I don't know. Hopefully we'll get that part done. We would love to have those bathrooms remodeled, but HVAC, flooring, roofs, those always take precedence. And so if we have issues there, then those are going to be the first things to get fixed. And so, while we'd love to have some different exterior doors, some changes to some of those, that's down the line. I'm not sure that that'll be something that we see this year, but in the future. Any questions about the capital plan?
I of course have questions. The high school main gym's roof replacement, I feel like we keep revisiting this.
Yes.
Is that because the company that we're using is just not doing a good job, or do we know? Yeah, here we.
I think Mr. Bosley is definitely going to be
got
the
it.
best expert at this one. Did you want to take that one, Mr. Bosley?
From my tenure here, we've actually done bits and pieces. The particular project that they are talking about was actually over the old gym, and it took part of the front foyer of the new gym, that bottom level. But no, the upper roof of the new gym was actually replaced before I started working here.
Okay, so we're not touching
no, sir,
that
this
again.
was more on the old gym. I believe just the way that it was cut out for the SFD project numbering, that's how it was titled. But no, sir.
Okay. And I have one other question. But
Yeah.
I don't know if it's for you, but on the
I think the
elementary-
contractor for the roof on the auditorium last year is the one that messed up so badly. Remember, he started it, pulled everything off, left, and then it snowed on it about a foot, and then water ran all the way through it down the walls, and then they found asbestos, so they had all kinds of problems. It was a mess. Hope that contractor never gets to come back here.
Absolutely.
And do a roofing job again. That was ridiculous.
Absolutely. And this might be for you, Ryan, Mr. Grace. The elementary school locker rooms, are those open and working now?
Yes, sir.
They are, okay.
So yes, we had those abated. They were closed for a certain amount of time. The picture that you saw where the floor sinks away, that is also the locker room back in the back, but the locker rooms are open. They will be used for basketball this year. They've been back to rekeyed to normal to keep
was
allow people's
that was my
access.
selfish reason for asking. But.
Correct. Yeah, it caused us some issues in the past having junior high over there and not having a locker room. And so that was taken care of last year. About halfway through basketball season, it was all taken care of. And then it just fell through the cracks on getting the water turned back on into the bathrooms. And then once Bosley and I walked through there and found out that they needed water, then the water got turned back on and they're up and running. Yes, sir.
When they built that school, they decided to hide a lot of the water shut-off valves and then put them on a map and then not put them where the map says. So we did eventually find that. Yes, sir.
I think they also built it about 2 feet too low.
Well, that's
as well.
yes, sir.
And then finally, with the capital plan, upon approval, if there is also one of the other forms that comes with that is just showing a projection of any other construction projects we have currently, or any kind of new purchases on land, and we don't have anything like that going. They also do a projection of ADM out about 10 years, and we historically just do same ADM as we currently have. Just so you're not going to see any changes in that. Yeah.
My question is these projects, states already approved them, but they haven't funded them? Is that?
Right. So they're correct. So they go through different phases,
Right,
and so
different phases.
so they have been these particular projects have been approved. And that will be, they'll be funded, yeah, so they get funded, we put our purchase order in, and then they reimburse us for that money.
So if it hasn't been funded within 12 months, do we have to reapply?
There is an extension we have to put in, yeah, so we have to put it back to the SFOB, and then they escalate it typically to somebody else, and it comes back. The projects take quite a while, and a lot of it is just that approval process and getting it done.
Do we ever need anybody to go down there and just kind of rattle chains?
We have some great relationships with with people at SFB, but I know that there has been some frustration in the past.
Yeah.
But the person, our representative right now, has been very communicative, and I think we're doing well right now. And
Their community of telling us no.
Well, I know in the past, we basically fired our representatives and asked to have somebody else put in because they weren't doing anything for us.
Right. And this one, we have had some meetings. Mr. Tooman and myself have had some meetings with our representative. He's been very, so far, I've seen some great movement and a lot of communication. So we'll just keep hoping that we have that same trajectory.
Good. Well, those are things that we need to take care of, so.
Yes.
And what is there possible to put the high school parking lot on that list for future? I don't know. It just seems like it's.
That's something we probably will discuss in our next open meeting.
That's a good idea.
About that, how we can get that taken care of. So,
I have a question. Courtney, next to the elementary school roof replace, you have design funded. What does design funded mean?
That is a great question. Let me see why I put design funded on there. You know what? I'm going to find out. I don't know why I have that on there, honestly. That one was one that is ongoing.
Okay.
And I did not ask that question when I looked at it. So let me find that answer for you, and I will get that answer sent to you.
Thanks.
Because I'm not exactly sure what that means.
Okay.
I remember a little bit of that. It's a flat roof, and every time it rains, because of the settlement in the building, that roof cracks, and so it needs some kind of redesign. Go ahead and answer that. Am I kind of right? Because there's always a leak there.
So it was a two-part project because of the scale of redoing that whole roof. So the first part was the design of everything, as you said, Mr. President, the flatness of that roof. And then the second part is actually supposed to be the replacement. We have the design, from what I'm correct, and that part was paid for. And so now we're moving on to that second part with that company. Yes, sir.
Thank you,
Thank
Mr. Bosley.
you.
Yeah, I can't believe we had a flat roof in this climate. It's kind of
Good design.
architects, where do they live? Anyway.
Do we need to vote on approving these or not?
Say that again?
Do we need to vote on approving these?
Yes, we do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we need to vote on this. So we need a motion to approve the capital plan for fiscal year 2026.
I move.
You have a motion from Michael? Second from Sylviana. All in favor, say aye. Aye. That appears to be unanimous also. Okay, now a recommendation to approve out-of-state travel for the class for 2026 senior trip. There we go. Come on up and.
I like the fact that we're planning so early.
Yeah, usually it comes up a week before graduation, and you're going, wait a minute, how many people are you going? Well, hey, yeah, and I think this is awesome that we're approaching this even before the semester break.
Yeah.
I know, we're so excited. My name's Rachel Thompson. If you don't know me, I'm one of the student council advisors at the high school.
Sydney Langto.
Yes. Yeah, last year I was like, oh my gosh, it was in December I did it, and long story short, I had vertigo.
Learned our
I was
lesson.
on a plane, came back, and I was like, I don't even remember approving this when I was here last year. So I'm glad we're doing it today. I'm so excited. But we do have a little packet. If you need more information, I can come up and bring it.
I think we have that in our email.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, basically, we did do two different voting things with the seniors. So one of the forms we did online with them, and they chose to do the big part of the trip. So they chose to do Disneyland and Knott's Berry Farm. So we did a whole breakdown of that. And then we also did another vote earlier on of like them filling in their options that they wanted to do. Because last year, a lot of them said like they didn't want to do that, or we had complications and we didn't have as many going last year. So this year we made sure to do two different voting things, and then they still wanted to do this. So it's basically the same as last year. California, we want to go to Disneyland.
We do have a senior trip contract though this year,
Yeah.
just that goes with grades, how they act in school, and also a non-refundable deposit if they put it down, because last year we had people, you know, we want to hold kids accountable, so that was really important that we did that this year.
Yeah, so as long as you guys are okay with the senior trip this year, we're giving the seniors their contract first. They have to go home, sign it with the parents, and then they come back with it. We make a list, and then they go make their security deposit to Sophia. So, but yeah, we have the whole itinerary. We're good on the hotel again. It's the same hotel as last year.
And the bus.
The bus as well. Yeah, the company that we used last year was really great.
So it's not one of our buses.
No, we rent a bus, that way
It's a charter bus again, yeah.
the mile, you know, the mileage and the
miles.
limits.
Our
that we
buses are
have.
for the football team. Going, that's a big difference.
They're not good for
No,
12 hours.
I appreciate you guys being on top of this so early. I'm sure everything will be taken care of, and I like the fact that you're getting commitments with some down payment, so people have skin in the game to make it happen instead of, you know, right at the last minute saying, I want to go, but where's the money? Oh, mom and dad will do it. So I think if they work for it and take care of it, it'll mean a lot more.
Yeah.
And there will be opportunities for kids that might not be able to pay this amount. There's also going to be like senior fundraisers that we can help them with, so that everyone can go if they want to go.
And we have at least 4 right now that they wanted to do as a senior class. So as long as the students are willing to fundraise, we had 2 seniors overpay last year. Like we had to owe them money.
Did you say you have 4 fundraisers set up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. And so the kids who work that
Yep.
Correct.
will
And
get
then
that money.
they
Awesome.
get
We make the whole
we divide the money
percentage.
between them. and-
I'm a math teacher, so I make sure like their percentage is like exact and, you know, hourly pay, like all this stuff. Yeah.
So you work 30% of the time, so you only get 30% of the money, right? I'm just
Well,
kidding.
Yeah, okay. I was like,
I'm
well,
just
if you
kidding.
want me.
It's like we could do
No, I
energy, a
appreciate
little
that.
slot.
Anybody else have questions about that or comments? I think experience is great. Learn from the past and make it better for the future. And I can see that, so thank you very much.
Thank you.
So we need to vote on this and approve it. Is there anybody that would like to make any more comments or questions about it at all? If not, we can get a motion to accept the senior trip for 2026. Okay, we have a motion by Sylviana.
I'll second.
Second from Michael. All in favor, say aye. Aye. That also looks to be unanimous. Okay, a recommendation to approve the right-of-way easement related to the teacher housing project. This is over by the old Love Kitchen. There was a kickoff. When was that? Friday in the rain. Jonathan, do you want to tell us about it a little bit, or Mary or Kimberly?
Well,
I
my
was there. They had
understanding is
cookies.
Mr. Bosley did an amazing job.
getting the kickoff ready and doing a little speech out there representing our district. I was able to go by there, and they have the connexes already set there. The item is just to run electricity so that our teachers have electricity in their houses. So they'll be running it next to the Love Kitchen right there. And so we have to approve that easement. They are going to have a bigger ribbon cutting in December, and so we're hoping to set a date, and the weather agrees that it ends up being a good date. And then after that, we want to fill them with teachers, and we're hoping that that's a great recruitment tool to get teachers up here. And they look cute, and so I'm hoping, once they get the decks on and get those ready to go, that those will be a good incentive for our teachers.
They had the pads, the pads were already poured out there and everything?
There were quarter posts that were
Oh, gotcha.
so the containers were placed on those four corners so they didn't have to actually.
Gotcha, perfect.
Yeah, so this is just, the item is just to make sure they get electricity down there.
All right, any other questions about that? I think this is a great project. I guess they're going to rent for, what, $750 or less? Then there's also a foundation that's going to try to help them save money so that they end up buying. Sterling Views from the city was there. The city's involved with that. And Navapache, bringing the school district, and the Sick Graves Community Development Corporation. And that is local alumni. Help me with her name real quick.
It's not Ashland, it's.
Yeah, Allison.
Allison.
I can't remember her current name, but it used to be Antoni.
Antoni, yeah.
Yeah, but she's all over this, and she's made this happen, and she needs a great deal of recognition for making this happen. So we need just the approval of the easement right away for the electrical service to be brought to those housing units, the 8 housing units. Can I have a motion?
Yeah, I'll move.
A motion from Michael, a second from Sylviane. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Okay, item number 4. Mr. Roloff.
All righty. Well, first of all, I know Mr. Grace mentioned it a few times, so I'm going to piggyback on that. But as he mentioned today to me, we have rivalry week this week going on. So today, our soccer team had games, boys and girls, at Snowflake, who are the big rivals. Do we have any results on those games yet? Okay, so the boys playing Sholo. And then Friday night, we have our game against Sholo. I may or may not have a friendly wager with the superintendent over there, but a lot more at stake as far as that. So we're excited about that. Also coming up this Saturday, our elementary school, they're doing a trunk or treat out there. So hoping to have a good community event. Excited for that. And then before we meet next, I know we're going to have a couple days off for Veterans Day, and I know we talked about Code Talkers Day in the past. I think it's really awesome that our students, Veterans Day is a national holiday, so we get that off, but hopefully have an opportunity to talk with their teachers about, what veterans mean to our society and our community, and respect, what people have done who've come before us to make this country the place it is now.
Is junior high going to still do the veterans breakfasts?
I believe so.
Yeah, that's,
I think so, but I'm not.
yep, and that's on the PowerPoint coming up, and I'm sorry Dr. Johnson's not here, but it'll be on when we do our study session that he included that's an important thing. The one last thing I wanted to mention is, as we talked about the out-of-state field trip, we were able to talk to legal counsel, and I know Mr. Grace and Mr. Clough have been meeting with club sponsors so that we can figure out how to integrate swimming back in. I know that's something that was brought up to field trips. It's going to be on a parent permission slip, so parents will have to sign permission, no open water, and so parents will have time to research the hotel and the pool to make sure it's something that they feel comfortable with and it's supervised at all times. So I know that was something we talked about before, so I want to thank Mary for working with legal counsel, and Mr. Grace and Mr. Clough for integrating that for clubs so our kids can have those experiences. So I don't know if they're planning on that for the Knott's Berry Farm trip because the girls left, but there's some cool water areas over there, and that's an update on that as well. And other than that, we just got done with fall break, and it seems like we had a really good first quarter, and second quarter is always a short and fun quarter, so we're excited for that.
All right, any questions or further comment? All right, now it's time for a call to the public. Anybody would like to address the board, now would be the time to come and address the board at this time. We would like to limit your time to about 3 minutes, not cede it to anybody else, not be personal to members of the board or faculty or staff. Looks like nobody wants to do that. So we just need to announce that our meeting will be October, nope. This is November 18th. I look down here and it says October 14th. I say, isn't that today? November 18th, right? We'll have our next regularly scheduled board meeting. So need a motion to adjourn. And just a side note, we will go right into a open meeting, open to the public, where we do some just some discussion about future plans and activities that are coming up in the school district. So can I have a motion to close?
I'll move.
Motion and second. Sylvia, and all in favor of closing, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, this meeting's adjourned. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to grab that table.